Do you struggle to beat the faction Dwarf on hard mode? Well, yes, I actually did struggle to beat the faction and get to stage 21 as well, because I don't have the Senna, I don't have the mythical dwarfs, I don't have those cool ones. Well, most of my dwarf factions are literally either fusions or like epic champions, because I don't have the richest faction team if you go to the dwarves. So I want to beat the faction, and somehow like Tormin was actually underwhelming in faction. Newt doesn't work in faction because he just doesn't hit hard. Ecclesia doesn't work against the waves, and Mountain King requires too many books that I could invest in, but he's not gonna fix my problem because Mountain King can only hit one champion. Well, I recently invested in this champion and he actually surprised me of how much damage he can do, and that champion is actually Tholin. So how did I build him? Well, I actually have a dedicated build for him where I run him slightly fast, because in stage 21 you have to be fast, otherwise the waves will just run faster than you and destroy you. So what makes Tholin so unique? Well, too many things. Like, he increases his attack. He also increased his attack by his A2, like his A3, he put increased attack on himself for 2 turns, and then he nuke. For each critical hit landed on the first hit, he nuke double hits. Increase the damage dealt to the second one by 10%. Usually there is 5 enemies. If you don't weak hit, that's 50% stronger on the second one. Also ignore Unkillable All-Shield. Unkillable All-Shield doesn't matter because you're not going to use him in Arena. Real quick guys, get yourself a free legendary Narma by clicking the link in my description. You will also get 3 amazing epics: Anax, Uugo, and Mausoleum Mage. All you need to do is, number 1, log out of Play and Play on your PC and uninstall it. Number 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Number 3, launch raid and complete the tutorial. Number 4, go to your inbox and claim the champion. So don't miss out on the great chance to get Narma and 3 very strong epics. So make sure to click my link before it expires. Now his A2 is what makes him hits even harder, you know, like that hammer he has, it's gonna get stronger every time he uses it. Attack one enemy 2 times, each hit ignore 25% of the target defense, the target from the Corruption Alliance, Corruption. Each hit ignore 50% of the target defense instead. And in some waves, he is gonna do so much damage. I've seen him KOing a champion in faction stage 21 with one of those hits. Each hit decreases the target attack, also increase his attack up to 50%. So you have to use this ability. Now, sadly, I didn't have enough books when I built him, but without books on this ability, I had to book this one because I needed his AoE ability. I had 4 books, I think, and then when I booked him, all of them went here, which is the best you want to do. So if you don't have enough books, just focus on this one. Now his A1, attack all enemy before attacking, has 25% placing weaken. Now booking his A1 is also decent because it makes the weaken 50%. Has 50% chance placing a weaken for 2 turns if the target is from the Corrupted Alliance, a boss, a minion. He is like a damage dealer that works so good against bosses. And because if he lands the weaken, that's why you want to book it. Grant an extra turn if the weaken debuff was placed on enemies by this skill. Now, this one works so well with his passive, because his passive activate his A1 every 5th turn. Right? So the more turns he take, that means he's gonna get more of his passive. Any from the Corruptive Alliance bosses cannot land a critical hit on this champion. So that's why he is hard to kill, even though he doesn't have his stats that much, like 900 defense, but that doesn't matter because bosses can't crit him. So let's check the stats. I have him built with way over crit cap. Sorry guys, you don't get pick and choose with Merciless gear, as you see. 277 speed because I needed this, I need him to be fast. 350 crit damage almost, and 7.7k attack. Now as far as the gear, I needed 6 pieces of Merciless and whatever stats I can push. So like this is a 5-star because I needed a 6-piece, right? But I was able to sneak in a piece like this and a piece like this. And this is the best part about Feral. If you play Siege, you should have, I don't know, if you are up to 6 and above, you get mythical pieces, and mythical pieces are just so freaking good into getting so much stats. Like look, 26 crit rate with 11 attack, 12 speed. That's just a huge piece. And look at this one, crit damage. It's not ideal to get 2 rolls here. This is, I get robbed with this piece, but still a very good piece, to be honest. I mean, this one is rare, not the most ideal, and this one, you know, it has attack speed and attack percent. Now, as far as the masteries, I actually had to go all in for his masteries. I couldn't skip anything because I needed all of them. Remember, he has debuffs, so you need to extend those debuffs. He has increased attack, so you need to extend this increased attack. And because you want him to hit hard, you have to go for the Helm Smasher. So this is what I went with. Ideally, I usually usually go for this one because he hits hard enough that he could reset his abilities. But to be honest, because I needed those two, I couldn't get this one. You guys know how much I love Cycle of Magic. Yeah, Cycle of Violence. Sorry. This is Cycle of Magic. My bad. Yeah, I would love this one more because he hits hard enough that he can actually reset. So let's just showcase him in faction, and then we will do a Hydra comparison between him and someone like Thor as an example. So this is going to be the team that I will be using. Tholin, Gala, Demetha, the Provoke Check, and Brogni. So Brogni is good to give Gala Longbeard in increased attack. So if you have a Granite, you can actually just take Gala and put Granite. I wouldn't like to take Gala, she carried me so hard. But now we have Tholin, and I think I'm just gonna put Granite here once I have him fully built. Just show you the damage. So we provoke, we give him increased attack. Look at that, his A2 took out a champion. Now Gala's trying her best to do the same. She's jealous of him, but hey, he's the boss here. He's the hard-hitting champion. And now we're gonna get into his A3 and watch. It does more damage the more you do it. Now, because I have him fast, he is not gonna hit as hard as I want him to. Remember, guys, he is literally 280 speed, and those waves are like just the strongest in the game. Talking about stage 21. Demetha is trying her best to nuke. I didn't land weaken. You see, that's why I say booking his A1 is gonna come in handy, because it's a very, very good ability on him. And if you guys haven't built the Demetha for faction, I think you're sleeping. Dude, look at that. Do you guys see it? So we used... So, because it was his 5th turn on his passive, so watch what happened. I wanted to kill this champion, but then he used his A1. He landed weaken on 3 champions, and then I took another turn. So he takes so many turns with his damage. Like, it's what you want Thor's A1 to be, you know? I mean, Thor has a separate ability to use, but Thor takes, I think he needs to hit 8 people, so it's coded better. I think it makes sense more on Tholin. Like, you want Thor's passive to be as good as on Tholin. Now look at how much damage he's gonna do to the boss, see? We did so much damage, and then he died after, of course, because of the stupid reflect damage, but should be fine. We're gonna just fast forward to revive him so we can see. And then now he gets his ability again. His A2 is like the real deal against bosses. It just does so much damage. His A3 though is like for waves, and you know, his A3 is literally just to give increased attack to his A1. Think of it that way. So if you can build him in 9 pieces Merciless, that's actually ideal. If you don't have the Merciless life, what you could do is actually Relentless Reflex, okay? Relentless Reflex, and give him like something like Perched Shadow, so he can just keep taking turns, because the more turns he takes, the more damage he will do. I just don't have enough Perched Shadows to put it on nukers. Now I'm focusing on putting them in my Chimera champions. Now Gala did more literally because she survived longer, because she's technically in a slow build, so she always have the block damage, while because he takes too many turns. So this is like a team that this is my best team that I get with auto without clicking anything at stage 21. Now what about Hydra? Is he better or Thor? Let's just see. Now they are kind of like in a similar build. Both has Nature's Wrath. Now we have like some Vulcanist setup, but something like before we head out to the video, like we only have one red head and all are blue and green, which means if both have the same build, Thor should do 20% more damage, or like whatever the weak hit calculation is. And remember that my Tholin is not fully booked on this one, so technically if it's equal, Thor should do 30% more. That means if I have my Tholin fully booked and Thor did 30% more, that means they are equal, just like to be this straight. And now because I have a Vulcanist here, just, you know, to benefit from having 2 demons. Also, because Lamasso's AI is the stupidest in the game, she's probably gonna prioritize Thor even more. So like, we need to be aware of these factors. Let's just go and do a quick battle and see. Again, Thor is supposed to do 30 to 35% more. I mean, he did more. I mean, I guess we weren't lucky enough with the weak hits, but usually when the affinity is kind of equal, he was able to put 10% more. But let's just show like a slide. Wait, what? Yeah, it's actually more, because I just put it in auto and Lamasso is actually prioritizing Thor, which means that's like just another advantage to him. And see, like he's keeping up with the health with a defensive champion like Vulcanus. because, you know, like bosses technically can't crit him, right? Okay, let's try another one. I wanted to take out Lamasso just to make it fair. And then I, I took out Volcanus. No. See, he was able to do more here. I'm guessing it's the weak hits, because now if you multiply this number by 35% at the total, you actually get the same. And plus, Lamasso is always prioritizing Thor as in the lead. So technically, he is that quality of a champion. Now, like, it's not bad to be around Thor, because remember, Thor is actually a good nuker that you actually use everywhere. So now you have another one that you could use in the dwarf faction. And to be honest, for me, he is more important than Thor, because like with Barbarian, I have more options with the dwarfs. I just don't have options. That's a simple fact. And he just came in to clutch the dwarf faction, and now I can farm stage 21 and get some mythical materials so we can craft mythical relics. That's all you need to know about Mr. Tholin, and hope you guys like the build. And yeah, so yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.